Let's flip it over to the professional ranks and the NBA and go with the Milwaukee Bucks, winners of 5 straight games, who now find themselves back in pole position for second place here currently in the Eastern Conference behind the Boston Celtics. Why is that? The Cleveland Cavaliers lost yesterday to the Jalen Brunson-less New York Knicks after only getting a minute out of him on their home court and still losing that game. However, tonight the Clippers come in with a big victory last night. So back-to-backs on the road, but the number, -5.5 as a favorite towards the Milwaukee Bucks tonight and a total of 226. Is the back-to-back too much to hold up? Did the Clippers sit some of their starters? We'll find out. But talk to me tonight about this game, Joe. We back in the Bucks, the hot Milwaukee Bucks.
Yeah, no, I mean, the Bucks are doing great, but they've also played Sisters of the Poor here. I mean, congratulations. You've beaten, Washington and, I mean, you haven't just Charlotte twice. Like, yeah, great stuff. But this is a terrible spot for the Clippers with the second of a back-to-back on the road. They just went up against a very physical Minnesota Timberwolves team and actually beat Minnesota at their own game. Minnesota loves to play those tough, low-scoring physical battles there, and the Clippers actually did it better. And we had mentioned earlier, Kawhi Leonard and Paul George have been playing most of the back-to-backs this year, but I'd be very cautious with this game because as we get a little bit closer to the end of the regular season and playoffs, I don't know how much we're going to see of this in the back-to-back. It's a totally different team, the Milwaukee Bucks, than what they just faced here in Minnesota. But my big question would be, how much did that Minnesota, the physicality of it, how much did that take out of this team? Because don't forget, Giannis, Bobby Portis, they're going to be coming after him here tonight. I think it might be too much here for the Clippers, who might not have everyone playing.
By the way, let me ask you a question on this, too. Award season in the NBA. We talked about it with the NHL with Tom. There's a couple guys up front. Obviously, we know it's Jokic at a -150 price. Let me ask you this question, though. Giannis Antetokounmpo is now 14-1, so he's actually gaining a little bit of steam. Is that going to be good enough for him to win an MVP award if they don't overtake the Celtics? And quite frankly, they're 8.5 games back. They're not going to do that. So my question is Giannis locked out of the MVP because they can't get the number 1 overall seed, or no?
No, I don't think he is, because he does. And you also have to look at it. Think about what his numbers are with Dame Lillard on the team as well. Another guy that needs to get his in order to be somewhat effective here. So the fact that he's been as good and as efficient on what he has done this year with another Hall of Famer right next to him there in Dame Lillard has been impressive. So he's been willing to play the role of great teammate. You need him to pad, you need him to get a rebound. I mean, listen, every season, Donnie, as long as Giannis is playing the prerequisite amount of games, he's going to have the numbers, he's going to have the stats. He's always going to be in consideration for the best player, the MVP in the league, no matter what.
In consideration for maybe the best player of all time, that is LeBron James taking on OKC tonight. OKC with a great victory yesterday on the road against the Phoenix Suns. Now fly up to Los Angeles and try to take on the Los Angeles Lakers. Talking about this game earlier, a line swing. It's a mild one, but still a favorite for OKC at -1 is now turned into a -1 point favorite for the Los Angeles Lakers. The total in this game opened up at 240.5, now sits at 238.5. We'll see who the starting lineups will be. Probably not really factoring in the Lakers. They should be full go tonight. They're on a rest from Saturday and not playing on Sunday. Meanwhile, OKC, as we said, played last night against the Suns. Is that jet lag going to catch up with the Thunder, or are they locked in with a legitimate chance to knock off the Lakers tonight in L.A., Joe?
Well, that's all there. That was a very physical late-night game for OKC last night against Phoenix, who quite honestly had done a pretty good job for about 3.5 quarters in that game last night, Donnie. With about 7 minutes left, they were up 7, Phoenix, and still managed to lose by 8 when it was all said and done, because it was a crazy finish to that game. SGA had to play 38 minutes last night. The Thunder, I believe, are going to have to utilize the bench in this game a lot tonight, and I do think LeBron and the Lakers are going to want this game here. I think they're not happy with how they let Denver get away with it the other night and beat them. I do think a big effort is coming from the Lakers in this one. I agree with the flip, the line move. I still think the Lakers are the right side in this one.
I agree with you on that one. I do think the Lakers are able to catch OKC. Now, maybe if there wasn't a rest disadvantage, OKC would come in and be able to handle their business. No shame in their game. It's hard to win on the NBA on the road, particularly on a back-to-back when the other team played Saturday night at home and is waiting on you here on a Monday night basketball game. Chicago Bulls and the Sacramento Kings. The Kings looking to light the beam here, struggling a little bit in their last 10, going 5-5, but picked up a nice victory over the Minnesota Timberwolves last time out. They're taking on the Bulls. They opened as a 7.5-point favorite here at the FanDuel Sportsbook, now showing a 6.5-point number. 229.5 is a total, down to 227.5. Offense, you usually don't think of that coming from the Chicago Bulls, but tempo should be there for the Sacramento Kings. Are we looking for a cover for the Kings, or is it the Chicago Bulls as a surprise on the road in Sacktown?
Well, Chicago's alternated wins and losses, right? You go back to the 22nd of February. They lost to the Celtics. They beat at New Orleans. They beat them. They lost to Detroit. Then they beat Cleveland. Now they just lost to Milwaukee. And now they've got Sacramento here. To me, the big question about Sacramento is De'Aaron Fox playing? That's the question we need to ask. Because without De'Aaron Fox, I do not trust by more than 2 buckets here, 2 possessions. Absolutely not here. I would wait to see what we're going to get here from Sacramento and De'Aaron Fox. He's missed the last couple of games. He is dealing with the knee issue there. So I would hold off and wait. But either way, I think the Bulls have enough. Win-loss, win-loss, win-loss. Okay, they lost the last game. I would be willing to take the points here with the Bulls.
Yeah, here we go. We'll take a look at also Domantas Sabonis. Can he get another triple-double and rack that up? And the Kings certainly looking for victories. Question on this game, Portland Trailblazers, Minnesota Timberwolves. Just like the OKC Thunder, who won last night and are playing on the road. Minnesota Timberwolves actually lost yesterday, but playing at home on a back-to-back. They're favored in this game, Joe, by 2 touchdowns. And look at his total. What are we, going back to the mid-90s? A 210 posted number. And he looks to the over-under, even a side on this one for you, Joe.
Well, I think it's low for a reason, Donnie, and we certainly know we're not going to get a ton of offense from Portland, but Minnesota, I think, slows this thing down to a crawl tonight. I'm on the under here.